Hello, everyone. My name is Rosa Hernandez, and I have the privilege and honor of introducing our host, Beauty by Jorge, also
Thank
known
you.
as my brother, George Hernandez.
Thank you very much. And I want to introduce my sister, Rosa. She already introduced herself, but I like to call her lovingly Rosa. And today, this podcast is a special podcast. What is it about?
The crazy cost of food. But before we go into that, I just want to remind the viewers, please subscribe to his channel. Make sure you click the bell for notifications, share this video, and comment.
Yes, like it, share it, comment, subscribe, and click.
That's right.
So, the crazy cost of food. Have you felt its effects? Have you felt that the economy has changed and
Oh, absolutely, without doubt. I think this is a topic that everyone knows this is a
Mhm.
problem. They know it is very, I would say, it's hard times really that we're in right now, right? And unfortunately, some people are choosing, do I pay my rent this month or do I pay for groceries?
And it's affecting every family.
Right.
It's affecting everyone. I used to be a big spender when it came to food. I
He sure
used to,
was.
I
He
used
was
to,
greedy.
and I am, and I still am.
Yes.
However, that has changed, to say the least. To say the least, it has changed because it's getting crazy expensive, and I'm becoming very aware of it.
Hmm.
I used to go to the restaurants all the time. I used to do Uber Eats and DoorDash all the time.
Hmm.
I used to uh, use Instacart instead of going in person to the grocery
I still
store.
use Instacart.
You still use it?
But I use it because, for example, I don't want to carry tons of water, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to carry that. So I'll do Instacart. But I will make a trip to Aldi's to get my fruits and veggies because it's cheaper there.
Okay.
And I'll make my trip to Giant to have my meats
Okay.
and snacks.
So I haven't used Instacart, I think, in several years, honestly speaking.
After the pandemic,
it's
right?
it's on my phone, but I don't use it. So has the delivery fees and maintenance and service fees increased on Instacart?
Of course. Everything has
Yeah.
increased.
Okay. So because of that, I just rather go in person to the grocery store. I
Mhm.
don't Instacart. We're also going to talk about in this video tips on how to save. We're going to scatter them throughout the video. So when it comes to groceries, I used to grab a whole bundle of bananas. And now I sometimes grab 3 or 4 bananas because I'm like, I'm not going to waste this food. Because I used to grab a bundle, eat a few, and then sometimes let them go to waste. I will see, do I need 5 oranges, 6 oranges, 7? I'm really mindful now.
He has to
Really,
be
really mindful.
resourceful because if those bananas are rotten, what do? You can make banana bread or you can make a whole banana milkshake.
I could.
I just don't believe in throwing food away like that.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
Letting it go to waste. But
Right.
sometimes those items will go to waste if you don't use them, like green peppers, tomatoes, and this and
Right,
that.
right.
So I don't choose the big bags of things anymore. I just don't do that anymore.
Mhm.
And I also like to shop at Costco. And so
Right.
at Costco, I don't grab big items because I don't have a big family. But I'm sure for the families that do have a lot of kids and members in their family, Costco's is a
Is the
better
way to
option.
go. Is the
Yeah.
way to go. Yeah.
It's probably better than Giant and Safeway for them.
Oh, but for sure, absolutely. For
Yeah.
families, yeah, absolutely. Big families. But you and I, we have the option to go to the small stores or, for example, here's a tip. Um, like I just said, Aldi's, I go for fruits and veggies, right? Sometimes, and I know it's inconvenient, but sometimes it's good for you to shop around to see
Mhm.
what stores have
Yeah.
certain items that are cheaper than others. And like our parents like to go to, where does it go?
They like to cook now that they're retired, and they like to make sopas.
They like to be inventive.
They like to vary it up. They don't like to have the same meal every single day, or maybe they will do one meal and
Oh yeah.
let
And
it
they like to do different
stretch it
lunches,
out.
different dinners. But for example, I love sopa de res, right? So we requested our mom, hey mom, when you gonna do sopa de res? Well, her one-stop shop is where?
Mega Mart.
Mega Mart. where it's good because she's contributing to that economy, to that store,
Mhm.
to that business owner, and we get what we want, which is the sopa de res,
Yeah.
right? The meats, the veggies. And she told us her last visit there when she made a soup, a family of 4 or 5, $150
Yeah.
for
$150
3 days or 2 days worth of soup.
for a pot of soup, where before I'm sure it was much, much less.
Yeah.
Do you use Uber Eats, DoorDash?
I do. Unfortunately, I do use Uber Eats
Uh-huh.
because
Why do you say unfortunately?
I say unfortunately because it is expensive.
Yes,
It's
it is.
expensive.
Yes, it is.
But your girl here, I work full time.
hmm
I don't feel like working.
You're not
I
a
mean,
you're
I
not
don't
a
feel like
you're not a
cooking. I can
cookstress.
I can cook. I can marinate
Okay.
some meat.
Yes,
I
you
can do
can.
all of
Yes,
that.
you can.
He
Yes, you
knows
can.
because he's had
Yes.
my food.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're tired. You don't want to, and you just want some Chinese food. You can't.
The
I can't cook
convenience.
it.
It's convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
So I used to use Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. I used to also use Olive Garden's app to order food. I mean, all the apps.
Do they still have that?
Yeah, and
Olive Garden?
I still use it occasionally. But yes, they still have it. But what I'm trying to say is I used to use all three because some restaurants are with DoorDash, some Grubhub, and some with Uber Eats. But I really, really, really cut down on I started eliminating apps, and I'm only down to Uber Eats. And the cost is crazy. They charge you for delivery. They charge you for, I think it's called service fee. They charge you. They
Even
want
a tip.
the
They want a
tip. They
tip.
want everything.
And if it's raining, they want you to give them 15% tip. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that.
So I just have cut down.
Yeah.
And what I like to do now, I don't use it as much. I would much rather call the restaurant, order, drive there, pick it up.
Yeah.
Not only am I saving money, I'm also having the food while it's still hot because I like my food hot.
He'll scarf down a pizza right there in the car with
Well,
me in it.
well, it depends if I'm hungry. If I'm really, really hungry. But my point is, I like the food fresh, hot, and quick. Sometimes the Uber drivers take forever. Your food comes cold.
Or they
and
eat your food.
sometimes they will eat your food, and we don't know this, but it's
and you're like, what
it's a
happened
thing.
to these fries? They're like half gone.
Yeah. And it's a thing. It really is a thing. It's been on the news. It's been on social media. They'll grab at your French fries.
Mm-hmm.
They'll grab at your French fries. They'll look through your bag. If it's not sealed, make sure when you get your food that it's stapled and sealed.
That is correct.
And so things have changed. Also, when I'm ordering through the Uber apps, it used to be that a pupusa or a tamal used to be $1.25, $1.50, the most $2. Now a pupusa can turn out to be $5
Per pupusa.
per pupusa, per tamal de lote. And so it is crazy, crazy, crazy out of control. And you just I think it twice before I use an app. I know you're more free with that, but I do think it twice because I sometimes am like, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I'll just pick it up myself.
Right. Now let's go to using coupons, right? I don't find any shameful thing or prideful thing of using coupons.
Do you
or
clip the
app.
coupons? Do you
No,
cut them out?
I don't. I don't. But for example, I know I used to use apps for like McDonald's. I was away overseas. I wasn't using anything, so I have to start downloading that again. But my favorite spot is Panera Bread. So I use my phone number, and hey, sometimes I'll get a free cookie or a free coffee or whatever. It's accumulated points, right? Starbucks, I love my strawberry acai, as you know, and peppermint lattes. And so I need to download the app. But sometimes I'm like, okay, if I had this app, what am I going to get? Oh, you got to have 1,000 points or something like that. And I'm like, dang.
To get something for free sometimes.
Yeah, like let me just pay now. And I always forget to download the app, but I have to be better.
You like to go to hotels. You like to use Marriott points.
I like to travel.
You like to travel. So you got to start getting into your mind, okay, I got to do this also with different
Marriott.
food locations.
And Marriott too. Like, okay, like I like Marriott points or accumulate. Okay, I'm going to stay at a Marriott.
Yeah.
no matter what. And
Yeah.
so that kind of
So
thing.
a tip for me is definitely use mobile apps for McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King,
Yeah.
Panera Bread. Even at the Giant and Safeways, you can get into their system by using your phone number, and certain groceries will be on special that day,
Yeah.
and you can save $10 to $20 on your total receipt bill just by having used your phone number. When I use, for example, McDonald's applications, I use it almost every single day when I work because I use the rewards points to get free food, like a free iced coffee, a free Big Mac, a free large French fries, a free breakfast sandwich, or I'll use the special of that day. For example, buy one breakfast sandwich, get the second one free.
Greedy.
Um, 10 McNuggets for $3 instead of paying $6 or $7.
Right.
It really saves you a lot of money. And I really suggest people start using these apps
Right.
to save money because you will save money using them. It used to be back in the day that you can get combos and get 3 things in one combo.
Exactly.
Sandwich, French fries, and a soda. Some places are starting to eliminate drinks.
Or eliminate the combo altogether.
Yeah,
You gotta
or
buy
eliminate
individual things.
the whole
Right?
combo. Yeah.
So I cannot imagine. What do you guys do? Like, leave your comments here in the comment section. Like, what do you do to save money?
Yeah.
And
Let us know.
Other people are gonna write it. I mean, read it, and you can help them, especially big families, right?
Yes.
Like, I know you guys go to Costco or Sam's Club, but what else do you do? I mean, do you even go to restaurants these days? Because I know we love going to restaurants, but the experience has diminished.
Yes.
Okay. Me personally, I like the ambiance. I'll pay for the ambiance. I pay for the service and the food. But sometimes the service is horrible and the food is okay. It's not the same anymore ever since COVID.
Yeah.
Or the pandemic. And so, or they give you a little bit of food for like, I mean,
A lot of
you
money.
gotta look at least $100 when you're going out.
Yeah.
We went to Cheesecake Factory.
And
what, 2
I
weeks
can't
ago?
imagine having a family to pay
Yeah.
for, an entire family.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. And so,
Or exactly, like, for example, our parents, are Salvadorian, we're Salvadorian. And so you may have to go back to basics, rice and beans.
yeah,
To
order
survive.
the
Eggs.
smaller entrees
Yeah.
or share. So
Share,
that's what I
share.
wanted to get to. Let's give some tips
Okay.
on how to save money on food cost. So I'll go first and we can go back and forth. Definitely when you're going to a restaurant, I used to, as you know, order a lot of different items.
He was
And
greedy.
I was greedy that way. And I was careless that way.
I'm sorry. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he would
Do that
do that.
sometimes. And sometimes order multiple things. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but my ordering style has changed. I don't really order appetizers anymore. I don't really order sodas anymore because sometimes they're watered down anyway.
Yeah.
And so I would rather just have iced water with lemon like you do. Desserts,
We share.
we share a dessert or I just
skip
don't
it.
or I just don't order a dessert. And entrees, the full meal, sometimes it's better to just order one meal and share between the two of us. Because that's just going to be I'm not going to probably finish the entire plate of food. Maybe it's just too big. And sometimes we just like to share it because we like the same foods. So that will save me money. Also, when you order for two, it's much better sometimes. Or when you're in a group, in a party, order one dessert for the entire party, one appetizer for the
yeah.
entire party, not 2 and 3 different appetizers. That's one of my tips that I have. What about you?
Well, I go back to grocery shopping. I know it's inconvenient, but find your go-to places that have your particular product, produce, or what have you, meats, and go. I know it can be a little hassle because you may be driving down to Langley Park to Mega Mart, but then go to Aldi's, and it could take a whole full day of grocery shopping, or you can break it up into during the week or whatever. But the thing is, try to find those places that have certain products that are cheap. Use
Yeah.
coupons. There's no shame in that. use apps or whatever. I just go back to the grocery shopping. Instacart only if needed. Like for me, like I said, I don't like to carry bulks of like water, so I'll use it then. Costco, buy your consumer, buy your big bags of rice and have that
Mm-hmm.
in hand instead of constantly going
Right.
to different grocery runs.
Mm-hmm. So another thing that I used to do, and I just remember my mom, my dad saying, "Come en casa, dejen de
Mm-hmm.
comer afuera, blah blah blah. Stop eating outside so much. It's gonna, lead you to, it's just gonna mess up your finances at some point if you let it go too far." Like I used to literally breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
fast food,
Mm-hmm.
restaurants. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm starting to make my omelets at home, have my cereal with banana at home for breakfast.
He makes some good beans
I will
from a
pack,
can.
I will now pack my lunch more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
Pack my lunch. And then sometimes I will drive myself back and make my little dinner, frozen dinner or whatever. But
He's
the
not
point
making you put
is,
it in the microwave. But go
the
ahead.
point is, I'm not going out as much.
Right.
As much. I'm being mindful
Right.
of how many times I go to restaurants and how many times I do fast food.
And let's just hope and pray that the prices come down everywhere.
Mhm.
I mean, what was it, a year and a half ago, a cart of eggs was like $11 or 8 or 10, something
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Whereas it used to be $2, $3.
$2 or $3.
And so the prices of eggs have come down.
Yeah.
But you had to think twice before buying a carton of egg.
Another thing, another tip and another suggestion. Don't buy your milk or your eggs at a 7-Eleven or a CVS.
Oh my
They will
goodness.
rip you
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
They would just completely rip you off.
I know sometimes it's convenient
It's
because you just
convenient.
go in and out. But
Mhm. I used to be one of those people.
mhm.
I would buy bread and milk and whatever at 7-Eleven and not think twice. Now I'm like, wait a minute.
So
These
when-
prices not looking that
So
cute.
when did you feel the shift? When
This year, I
This year, not
I felt
last
it
year.
this year more than
so
than
you made these changes this year.
I would say more this year. But I did see that it started to raise and the inflation started to get out of control, but
It is
not
out
to
of
this
control.
degree.
Yeah.
I remember taking a trip to France, to Paris, and that was in 2013. And that was the first time I had ever heard of paying for condiments. I ordered my meal. I think it was a chicken sandwich, French fries, and soda.
As usual.
And I'm in America. I was used to getting the
bulks.
handfuls of ketchup, and
Which
whatever
was wasteful,
condiment.
which was very wasteful. And we're a wasteful nation here.
We
but go ahead.
are. And so in Paris, they were like, "How many packets of ketchup?" I was like, "Just let me grab out of the thing, right?" And they was like, wait a minute, how many packets of ketchup?" And I was like, "Why?" She was like, 50 cents or euros. For the pack of ketchup, whatever.
50 cents, but in euros.
And I was like, "What? You're charging me for ketchup and condiments? Oh yeah, you're in Paris. You're not in America."
That's
She
right.
must have known I was from America. And now here, McDonald's in certain places will charge you extra if you want an extra barbecue sauce, an extra ranch dressing, extra ketchup.
And even in the Chinese restaurants, they're like giving you have a whole 2 orders and they give you 2 soy sauce. Like no,
they count them.
I want one more, soy sauce. That's what I want. One more soy sauce. So
She is not playing around with her soy sauce, her duck sauce,
and
her hot
my
sauce.
hot sauce. That's
Yes.
right.
Maybe you should become like Patti LaBelle. Just carry your hot sauce in your purse and call it a day. Well, Rosa, this was absolutely a great experience to have talked about this subject that's so important to so many families. We hope that what we shared in giving our suggestions and tips will help you and your family. Any closing comments or
Yeah, just write
suggestions?
your comments, like I said, in the comment section. What do you do to save money? If you have big families, how big is your family? What do you guys do when you go
Yeah.
to restaurants? Which restaurants? And give us all the tips. We're here to
Yeah.
help one another, right? As a
Yeah.
community, because we are all in the same boat right now. And unfortunately, and I know this is a different topic, but rent is astronomical. People got to pay their taxes. They got to pay their car insurance. I don't know how people are surviving right now.
Yeah.
Right. And the salary wages are not going up, but you're seeing everything else. Montgomery County, the taxes here are crazy expensive right now. So, um,
something you touched on, the number and size of your family.
right.
I don't have a family. I don't have kids, and I'm not married, obviously. But it's just, yeah, it's like, how do people survive? It's really must be a really difficult thing. I really want to hear your comments on how you save money with large groups of families. Your strategies, because maybe other families will see your comments
Right.
and grab a tip from there. Another thing that came to mind, pets. Food.
Oh my goodness.
Food for dogs, food for cats.
And vet needs, like shots. I mean,
veterinarians. Veterinarians. Or Vietnamese.
Anyway, like
the cost
just one
to
shot
feed
was
them.
like $400, $500 for one shot.
Yeah,
one of their
it's
shots.
crazy.
Their food, their dental needs. I mean,
maybe you used to
grooming needs.
because we used to have a dog for 15 years. He was a beautiful
Bambi.
Bichon
His
Fries.
name was Bambi.
My mom used to buy him dry foods and prepared foods as if he were a king. Sometimes it might be a good idea to just stick to dry, cheap foods.
And mix it in with something.
Just making sure them dogs don't die. The whole point is for them to keep you company and not, wear you out. So maybe buying those little individual packets may not be a good idea if you're trying to save money. Because pet food is an expensive.
Keeping a pet of
Yeah,
any kind is expensive.
it's like having a third child
but
or whatever, or a second
people,
child.
that's their fur baby.
That's their fur babies.
They treat them like a baby. They take them to the hospital. They take them to the vet.
But I'm curious. Are you guys being mindful of dog food prices, cat food prices, like pet food prices? Is that a thing in your family? Let me know. Let us know, and we'll be back another day with another podcast, another topic. Thank you guys for being here. Bye-bye.